In 2007, a man in a black turtleneck held up a small device and said something that would change everything.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. And we are calling it iPhone.
What he didn't say? This wasn't just a product launch.
Good morning. Welcome to Apple Park.
It was the grand opening of a psychological maze. A maze so beautiful that 1.38 billion people would walk right in, smiling, and toss away the key.
Stick with me because you're about to see 3 psychological tricks Apple uses to keep you hooked, and the one thing Apple desperately hopes you never figure out. By the end, you'll never look at Apple the same way.
But what does this velvet cage actually look like in real life? Let's step inside. This is Sarah, a college kid from Portland. She scrapes together $800 for her first iPhone. 5 years later, she's walking around with an iPhone 15, a MacBook Pro, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, over $6,000 gone. I asked her if she's ever even thought about cheaper alternatives. She just gives me this look and says, "I can't. Everything's connected." Honestly, can you blame her? Sarah's not naive or weak. She's caught in what researchers call the ecosystem lock-in effect. And get this, Apple engineered it this way. We're admiring the shiny gadgets, and meanwhile, Apple's building a velvet cage so effective, I bet even Houdini would have trouble. And if you think Sarah's hooked, wait until you see how you are too. So what's the real magic? Ecosystem integration. Sounds wholesome, huh? In reality, psychologists have a name for it, the sunk cost fallacy. Here's how they get you. Buy an Apple gadget, and suddenly, with every new device you add, leaving just gets messier. For your wallet, sure, but also for your sanity. Photos, iMessage, synced notes, that weird playlist from 2013, all tangled up. Total web. But here's the kicker. This wasn't some happy accident. Court documents from the Epic Games trial revealed that in 2010, Steve Jobs explicitly told his team the company's goal was to tie all of our products together so we further lock customers into our ecosystem. It's like a casino boss handing you chips and asking if you want to double down. Every new tech toy makes it harder to leave, and you feel it. And yet, believe it or not, this isn't even Apple's sneakiest move. That's coming up. Okay, I tried breaking out once. Swapped all my stuff for Android after 8 years with Apple. 48 hours later, I had more anxiety than a cat on a Roomba. My watch stopped talking, my music gone, and my wife's texts turned into green bubble hieroglyphics. And if you think that was painful, wait until you hear the most ruthless trick Apple's ever played. Here's where things get really fun. For Apple, not for us. Remember the headphone jack? Apple claimed it removed it for courage and water resistance. But let's be real, they removed it so you'd buy AirPods. That single move created a wireless audio empire generating around $20 billion annually. Magicians pull rabbits out of hats. Apple, they pull stuff out of your phone and then charge you hundreds so you can put it back. Oh, and word to the wise, the disappearing act isn't over. You haven't seen anything yet. Apple actually considered a portless iPhone. No ports, no buttons, just a shiny slab of glass. They've got patents for it, but regulatory concerns put it on hold. For now.
Speaking of design tricks, researchers found something wild.
Apple doesn't just design products, they engineer emotions. Independent studies show the company spends months perfecting their unboxing experience using psychological principles like anticipation and multi-sensory engagement. UK neuroscientists found Apple products trigger brain responses similar to religious imagery, literally activating the same regions as family love. Who knew your unboxing smile was being measured by science? Ever wondered how a cardboard box can make you feel special? Apple cracked the code. Before you even see your new phone, you're already halfway in love. And if you thought packaging was manipulative,
Meet Louis Rossmann.
real-life repairman, YouTube legend, and Apple's worst nightmare. Back in 2018, CBC News went undercover with the MacBook Apple quoted $1,200 to fix for liquid damage. Louis, he poked around for the time it takes me to lose at Flappy Bird and fixed it for free. A loose backlight pin, no liquid damage at all. He uploads the proof, the internet goes wild. Apple didn't send him a fruit basket. Instead, just days after the CBC story aired, US Customs seized $1,068 worth of his MacBook batteries, claiming they were counterfeit solely because they bore Apple's trademark. When fixing laptops makes you a national threat, you know you've rattled the right cage. But the scariest part isn't what Apple does to its critics, it's what they do to your brain. The psychological warfare. Here's where it gets really wild. Apple's mastered the recipe scientists call intermittent variable reinforcement, aka the Las Vegas slot machine formula. That ding when you get a message, the one more thing at keynotes, each update, they're all engineered dopamine hits. And if you're thinking, hey, I'm smarter than that, I got news. Research confirms that intermittent rewards trigger stronger dopamine responses than predictable ones, and tech companies deliberately use this mechanism. Scarcity, limited edition everything, special launches, Apple turns shopping into a dopamine-fueled contest, one click at a time. Just in case you're feeling smug, even the best casinos know, in the end, the house always wins. The trick? Not realizing you're in one. The one thing Apple doesn't want you to know. You want the big secret? The kind Apple really wishes you'd overlook? You don't need them. That's it. Alternatives are everywhere. But Apple's real genius wasn't building a better product, it was convincing you that leaving meant exile. Or worse, that green chat bubble. Okay, maybe that one stings. Not irreplaceable, just expensive. Apple, yeah, they make beautiful stuff. But look closer. Behind every launch, every upgrade, every disappearing feature, there's a cozy velvet cage. Most of us will never leave. Not because we can't, but because, deep down, we don't want to. And that, right there, is Apple's real superpower. It doesn't just keep your data, it keeps you. Remember that man in the black turtleneck from 2007? Steve Jobs didn't just introduce a phone that day, he introduced a business model that would trap over 1 billion people in golden handcuffs. Before you buy your next device, ask, are you making the choice, or has the choice already been made for you?
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is.